Hi there. Hi, everybody. Hi, Robert.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Hi. So I'm Eloise. Really glad to be here today with you guys, and super excited to talk about lead magnets and outbound with Robert. So the subject of today will be leveraging lead magnets to maximize end of year success, because this is the last quarter of the year, and we are all maybe trying to maximize our end of year. I already see people in the audience, so don't hesitate to really ask all your questions in the chat. You have a little button, and yeah, it's really about trying to make this hour the more efficient. And you have Robert Bradley, just for you, so don't hesitate to ask a lot of questions. And for those who don't know me, oh, I'm Eloise. I'm community builder at La Growth Machine, a sales automation tool, and I'm running the Playground community. This is a free community dedicated to sales and growth, to leverage your skills, guys. So don't hesitate to have a look. I will put the link in the chat. And today I'm so excited to be with the advisor of Playground, Robert Bradley. Maybe Robert, I let you introduce yourself.
Yes, absolutely. I'm Robert Bradley. I'm the founder of Profit Labs AI. We're an outbound agency specializing in done-for-you outsourced cold email and multi-channel outbound with zero tech stack spend.
Great. There is Oye asking if this live will be recorded. It's recorded, and the recording will be published in the Playground in the video library. So I just share with you guys the link in the chat. So maybe just to begin and to know more about your familiarity with lead magnets and how to leverage them in outbound, I will publish a little poll. So just let me publish it. Yeah, and here we go. So yeah, the question is: are you already currently leveraging lead magnets? There is a little. The question was: are you already leveraging lead magnets? And if you don't know what is a lead magnet, you can also say it, because we will adapt the content of this live. And yes, will be interesting to know that. For the moment, the results are little majority doesn't leverage it, and few don't know what a lead magnet is, and few other know what is it. Yeah, Robert, maybe I'll let you deep dive in the presentation and the
Yeah,
masterclass.
absolutely. Yeah, it seems like 2/3 of people are either not leveraging it or don't know what it is. So we'll touch
Yeah.
on that a little bit at the top. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. So, like I said, I'm Robert Bradley, founder of Profit Labs AI, outbound agency. I'm passionate about all activities that are driving warm leads, and this includes inbound-led outbound. So I'm happy to be partnering with La Growth Machine today. It's our go-to tool for multi-channel capabilities. So today we're talking about leveraging lead magnets to close Q4 strong with a lot of warm leads. And if you are unaware, like some people are, of what lead magnets are, it's essentially creating a valuable piece of content in exchange for an email, typically in the form of signing up to a mailing list. Generally, the more perceived value, the better it tends to perform. So most people are putting a lot of effort into these lead magnets that they're putting out. And it's generally content that other people might even charge money for. So the more value you're putting into it, the more it's perceived to be something that people would pay for, the more it's going to perform. So in exchange for putting out the lead magnet and people commenting on it, in exchange to get the actual content and resource, you're warming the interaction by displaying your expertise up front, and the prospect's generally going to be more welcoming to a conversation that follows. I personally gravitated towards this style of content early on because I think a little bit more in depth and meticulous with my content. It takes me a couple hours to come up with LinkedIn posts and create those anyways. So might as well, in my mind, spend 4 to 5 hours and make it 10 times better. So lead magnets are a powerful way to demonstrate yourself or your business as a thought leader, providing that upfront value in exchange for an opportunity to walk them through your funnel and start a warmer conversation. So we've been leveraging lead magnets with our LinkedIn posts for quite a while now. This is some data on my posts for the last 3 months. And you'll probably be able to tell quickly by the number of comments, so this is comments over time, which posts here are the lead magnet posts. They tend to perform way better than any other content in terms of engagement, views, comments, etc. So this is 5 lead magnet posts here over the course of 3 months. And what we actually got was over 400,000 impressions, over 5,000 comments. We categorized in Clay 836 ICP leads off of these comments. And we booked over 100 meetings just from these 5 posts. So it's super powerful. There's a lot you can get out of it. And this is all in a 3-month span.
Oh, this is huge.
Yeah, it's the bulk of my followers have come from just a handful of lead magnet posts. It's really powerful. And there's a couple different styles of content we can do. So I always try to think of it in a top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel manner. So top of funnel is going to be stuff that's super broad, super appealing to a wide audience. And as you work down to more of your specialized knowledge and expertise, it would be working more towards bottom of funnel. You'll see here, these first 2 posts were more top of funnel content, and I'll show you what those look like on the next slide. As I started progressing, I started doing more middle and bottom of funnel content, which overall got less comments and engagement in total. However, this post here with 1,400 comments, I ended up categorizing 118 ICP leads. And this post over here with 700 something comments had 180 ICP leads. So even though half the number of overall comments, there were a lot more that were in my ICP. So where do you get started with lead magnets? If you're new to lead magnets and don't know what to post, you want to borrow credibility. So these are things like collections of LinkedIn posts from top creators. This person did a Stripe marketing funnel breakdown, and even very specific niches. Like this guy did a discounted cash flow model for Qantas Airlines. Very specific, it's a super specific niche. However, it's still got over 6,000 comments. All of these posts are taking what's out there, leveraging other people's expertise. So in the case of LinkedIn templates, you're just going and saving posts that you like across from different experts and then collecting them into one collection. The nice thing about doing that at the beginning is you can tag a lot of those people in those posts and sort of get them to comment or piggyback off of their audience to actually get that out there. So these are super easy. I recommend Authored Up for actually saving posts because you can download them in a CSV. But this is a great way to leverage expertise and add your insights on these breakdowns or template collections and things like that.
And just about you, where do you get the content, the curated content?
For me personally, I get Curated content. Yeah, so I'll just jump to the next slide, because that's how I started as well. So for me, we're doing outbound. We're an outbound agency. So as I was looking to up my game on cold email templates or LinkedIn DMs for multi-channel through the growth machine, I was just going around and looking at what are all the top people in the space doing. And I obviously adapted them to be our own style, but I collected all of those insights along the way and saved those cold DM templates or cold email templates, and put those into a collection and just put that out into the world, and got a lot of results early on. This is one of those more top of funnel style content.
There is a question, is it only on LinkedIn? So because it's about leverage lead magnet, a lead magnet, it's not only a post on LinkedIn, could be an ebook, could be a template, a Notion, anything, but we are talking up how to leverage them after all, and it could be on LinkedIn, but also on email. I let Robert Bradley explicit that.
Yeah, so people do this on X, on Twitter, all the time as well. And we even leverage lead magnets in our outbound. So it's a really effective outbound technique. If you're running campaigns where you don't want to be in cold outbound email, you don't want to be salesy, you don't want to be pitching, you want to be demonstrating value up front. So when I work with clients and we run outbound for them, I'm always looking for checklists or case studies or things like that, where we can demonstrate that in an email with some sort of visual, and the call to action being is this of interest, or getting a reply in exchange for that lead magnet content. So it works across several channels.
It's always about creating value and sharing that in a good way, and LinkedIn could be a good conversational way, a friendly way to share it.
Yep, absolutely. So this is how I started, was borrowing credibility. As I progressed, I sort of did the inception of, okay, let's do another collection, but let's do it of lead magnets, as I was getting more into lead magnets. So same thing of Notion, just collection. Now, the initial pain I had with lead magnets was from this initial post here with 1,500 comments. I didn't have a system in place to actually go and deliver that automatically. And so what that looked like was 2 days of just me messaging people nonstop. And it was a nightmare. Never wanted to go through that again. And so what I did was I solved my own pain and built a lead magnet delivery system using the growth machine, and put that out as a lead magnet. So this is kind of the progression, is as you go through and you're getting content out into the world, you're starting to have conversations with your audience, you're learning things along the way, and those become new insights that you can then turn into lead magnets of whatever your expertise is, or whatever you've learned from having those conversations, that can then become further down the funnel. So in this case, this is more bottom of funnel content for me, delivering an actual automation system that solves the lead magnet problem for people. And there's always this X and Y axis of, there's two things. It's how much is the perceived value, and how much of a lift do they need to get there. So generally, your top of funnel content will be medium value, very low lift, something like DM templates. On the link, this automation system at the end here, it's very high value, but also very high lift. And so a lot of my follow-up is designed around, were you able to put this into place? Because most people are not going to be able to sort of put something this heavy into place.
This is Leonard ask, these lead magnets are interesting. Can you share the links of the lead magnets also? Because this is lead magnets about lead magnets.
Okay.
It's a little bit an inception, but maybe after the live in the playground, I could give all the resources. So this deck, this presentation, the recording, the video, but also all the link of these lead magnets.
Yep, absolutely.
No problem, Leonard.
Cool. Great. So move along.
Don't hesitate, guys, to ask your questions. So a few of you didn't know what was a lead magnet. I hope it's more clear for you. And for those who already leverage them, don't hesitate to complete, add things, or just share what you tried, what you succeed, and or what was your issues. And for those who want to try for the first time to leverage a lead magnet, really you have to see these hours as a workshop with Robert, a free workshop. So really don't hesitate to ask all your questions.
Absolutely. So after that initial pain of going through days of manually messaging people on LinkedIn, I built this process over the course of months. And so what we're doing in our automated system is essentially once I create a post on LinkedIn, I'm just adding the link to the post and a link to a landing page in a Google Sheet. From there, we're using Phantom Buster to extract all the commenters. Those go into Clay and get enriched and validated. Then they push into the growth machine for an auto DM and an email, which includes the landing page link for them to sign up for the resource. We use ConvertKit for that, but you can use HubSpot or whatever you use for creating landing pages. Then after that, we're actually going and doing a full data enrichment on firmographic person data in Clay to do actual AI ICP checks on each of the individuals, pushing them back into the growth machine for follow-up campaigns, and then syncing all that data back to our CRM. It's a super complicated process. Took me months to perfect. But if you're interested in learning more about that whole process where we're scraping posts, webhooks into Clay, AI ICP checks, enrichment validation, lead magnet delivery, and follow-up campaigns, feel free to ping me on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to provide that. But what's cool and why I'm here today is because you can get 90 to 95% of that entire process entirely within the growth machine. It's super powerful. So I'm going to share my screen in just a second, but what we're going to talk through is scraping comments from your LinkedIn posts. So using those intent signals for people who commented on your lead magnet to actually go and deliver that content to them. We're going to enrich and validate emails within the growth machine, automate the actual delivery of the lead magnet, add them to a follow-up sequence, do multi-channel outreach in that sequence, and then even add them, if we have time, into a nurture sequence from there. I'll pause there as I pull up for any questions.
Yeah, don't hesitate. And I was specifying that Robert is a super partner of La Growth Machine. He has a link that gives you the double trial period. So instead of 14 days, you have 1 month for free to test La Growth Machine if you want. I just shared the link.
Perfect. Cool. So now let's go ahead and build live the workflow here in the growth machine. So we've got a lead magnet post on LinkedIn, and we want to sort of create the delivery of that resource to people who commented, and then add them to a follow-up sequence where we'll reach back out to them. So I'm going to start over here with leads, and we're going to go in the top right to import leads. I'm going to go to import from LinkedIn and import people who commented on a post. It's going to open up LinkedIn, but I don't need that. I have the link here. So I'm going to take the link from a post on LinkedIn, and once this loads, I'm going to click import. So we've got 8 commenters. I didn't want to have too many people, so it doesn't take too long.
What is important here, it's like it's your post, but it could be any post on LinkedIn. Could be a post of your competitor, of your another creator, content creator. So yeah, this is really about every post you can scrap and add to your list any commenters or likers.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a play I see people doing quite a bit, is going to other people's posts and scraping commenters and reaching out to them. I will call out, it's been done to me on my posts. If you're going to do that, make sure you remove the post author from the audience, because you don't want to reach out to the person who you're scraping their leads from.
We have a question. So first, two questions. Is La Growth Machine connected to your LinkedIn account? And do you need LinkedIn Sales Navigator to do that?
Yes. So La Growth Machine is connected. It's in the cloud, so it's much safer to use than most other tools. However, I do recommend having Sales Navigator for any tool where you're doing LinkedIn automation. In terms of the limits here, I'm sending up to 150 messages per day. I would recommend much lower limits if you don't have Sales Navigator. Even if you do, I would start at something like 80 and work up from there slowly over time. I have a large history of scraping data and automation. When you have Sales Navigator and a history of automation, it's much easier for you to get higher limits. You kind of have to pay the piper with LinkedIn a little bit and pay for Sales Navigator for them to be more lenient with this stuff. But if you do, then I'd start with 80 and work up from there.
Yeah, exactly. And yes, you have to plug your LinkedIn, your email account, because La Growth Machine is a multi-channel prospecting solution. So you can connect LinkedIn, email, and even X, Twitter. So, and there is another question. Vasily asked, are you talking about LinkedIn contacts as connection requests?
Yes.
Yes. Sandra asked more about your creation process. Do you create all your lead magnets from scratch, or do you have a pre-registered template, and after that you use AI or anything else?
Yeah, I don't use AI too much. I mean, it's helpful on the ideation for lead magnet ideas, but generally, like early on, I started creating them from scratch. Those initial ones were collections of cold email templates or LinkedIn DMs. So those were just perusing and finding information from experts and sort of collecting them all in one place. But from there, I created just a Notion template for putting these all together in one place. And so as I create new lead magnets each time, I kind of have a Notion system in place for documenting everything in a collection of different Notion collections that are all lead magnets. And so as I build, it becomes easier each time. And then I can always go back and re-leverage these. So every new lead magnet that gets created sort of becomes an arrow in your arsenal of tools that you can put out there.
Great.
Awesome. Cool. So we have imported everybody who commented on that post, and I'm going to go ahead and remove myself from this audience. Go ahead and delete myself as lead. And you'll notice we have some people in here who are already enriched, and Eloise who is not enriched yet. That'll typically be the case. However, it will actually go through and enrich people when we actually start this campaign. So I've got this lead magnet test delivery audience. So these are the commenters on the lead magnet post who are going to get the resource. And we're going to go through and build this campaign from scratch. So go ahead and go to campaign. And I'm going to create a campaign. And we're going to build campaign from scratch here. Now you do need the ultimate plan with La Growth Machine to build from scratch. However, I highly recommend it because they do enrichment for free, which pays for itself if you're loading a lot of people into the system. So we're going to start off here. I'm going to name this.
Just to complete about enrichment. So when we talk about enrichment, we talk about when you enrich a lead, it means that from their LinkedIn profile, we'll find data as professional emails, personal emails, phones, URL, website, and everything. And it could be in a reverse way, like from an email, we'll get their LinkedIn and everything. So it's really about finding data from a first data. At the beginning, we just need first name, last name, company. If we have that, we can have LinkedIn profile, or email and everything. And if we have just a LinkedIn, from the LinkedIn, we get company, first name, last name. So it's really powerful. And some other solutions, as enrichment credit system, we do it in an unlimited way, and it's really in the package, so it's free. And we just also launched the Waterfall Enrichment, which means that we have more than 8 providers, and we find the pro email, the professional emails with this technical cascading enrichment, waterfall enrichment.
Yeah. And so when I add the audience that we just scraped here to this workflow, it's this lead magnet test delivery. To do that, we just want to make sure we have enriched leads turned on here. And when we start the campaign, it's going to go through that waterfall enrichment. And this is sort of what I meant by the growth machine paying for itself on the enrichment side, because they're enriching with like Prospeo, Datagma, Drop Contact, Hunter. These are all the same waterfall enrichers that we're using in Clay. Every other tool out there, you have to pay for credits for all of this. You know, we pay a lot of money for credits on a monthly basis. So to get all of this for free, it's super powerful. Cool. So we've added our audience. So this is the lead magnet test delivery audience, the people who are going to get the initial delivery, and we're sending from our identity. The other thing I want to make sure that we're doing here before we actually start building out the campaign, and this is super important for specifically the lead magnet delivery part of the process, is in the growth machine on an exit, in order to exit the sequence, people reply and then they leave the sequence. What we want to do here is, because people will be replying in the sequence, is we want to add them to another audience on exit. This is super important. It makes it so much easier to do any amount of follow-up here. So rather than just they reply via LinkedIn message or email and they're done, that way they would fall out of this sequence and we'd have to re-import them into an audience. What we want to do here instead is go to custom exit, and we're going to create a new audience here. So I'm going to create an audience, and this is going to be lead magnet tests follow-up. So when they reply to this initial sequence here, they're actually going to go into an audience, and that'll prep them for a follow-up sequence after that. Super important step. Now let's go ahead and actually build out our sequence. So we're starting here with our delivery audience, and we're going to go ahead and add in the most important step, is a contact. So we're going to start off with is a contact. Most tools I find do not have this. This is a big reason why the growth machine works so well for this, is because often when you're posting lead magnets, you're asking people to connect with you because you need them to connect with you in order to send them the resource. It's a huge pain for a lot of people doing lead magnets. They'll often not send it to people who don't connect with them because it's such a pain and it's using up your connections. However, the growth machine makes it super easy because we can check if they're a contact or not. So we can say, if they are already connected to us, we are going to send them a message. Now in this message, this will be our actual delivery of the resource. I've already got this pasted in here. So, hey, first name, here's the link to, in this case, lead magnet automation system. we're going to put the landing page that actually gives them the email sign up and then delivers the content to them, and a little bit of instructions on how to do that. So we'll save there. For anybody who's connected to us, that is the delivery solved. If they are not connected to us, we are going to add relation. So this is going to send a connection request with an invite note. And we're going to put the same template in here. This is why I love the Growth Machine for this, because we are sending the resource to people whether they're connected to us or not. And I find even if you ask people to connect with you on a lead magnet, 30% of them are still not going to do it. So this is super valuable to still deliver it to them, even if they're not connected to you.
I have one little word to add. You clicked on add relation. It could be also a step before called the social warming. If we want, we can warm up a little bit and add a block called like a post or follow the profile. And it's just a step before adding relation that aim to be more familiar, so the people will see your little face in notification pop-up 2-3 times before having the first connection connection request. And it's really powerful to, you have to bring familiarity, and the social warm-up is really interesting for that too. There is also a question about Vasilis saying it's first LinkedIn and then email, or round robin.
Yeah, so I like to do LinkedIn first, just because the audience is engaging with this on LinkedIn, but I am going to add an email step in here. I've done this for people where they want the email step first. I prefer to not use as much email and keep it in the channel where they engage with it in the first place, but I am going to add in an email step as well.
Yes, could be in follow-up. Also, Lorenz asked, should you also check for open profiles before sending them a request?
Yeah, I don't find it necessary. I mean, they're engaging with the content. I want to be connected with them anyways, and be able to send follow-ups. So, I'm okay using my connection requests for this process.
Great.
Cool.
Teresa saying, oh, that's Andy. Love this.
Yeah. And on the social warming side, because this is a lead magnet, they've already engaged with us. So I don't think there's any need for social warming on a lead magnet delivery, but I use it all the time in outbound, and it's super powerful to actually like go and like their posts from the last week and then engage with them there. Cool. So let's go ahead and add in that email step as well. So we're going to go to conditions, and if after a couple days they have not accepted our invite, then we're going to send them an email. So I'm going to go in here and change it to just a couple days. And I've got a template here. It's a good follow-up for this specific email. So let's go into the content here. And I say, you should have 200 plus leads by now. If they've been able to implement this, if they're actually creating lead magnets, they should have several leads by now. So put in my email. Views effectively, you should have hundreds of leads by now. Only 5 of our lead magnet posts for comparison. Worth exploring how we can get you results this month. So just a simple call to action. Again, this lead magnet here, this was the automation system, high lift, high effort on their part. So a lot of the messaging here is around, they probably weren't able to get it done on their own. Can we get it done for you? So go ahead and save that step. And let's go ahead and add in another condition.
I said to Teresa, because I see that they are organized a lot of LinkedIn events with Sales IQ, and I say that you also have the possibility to add to your list everyone who registered to a LinkedIn event. So we are doing this little demo with a post, but it could be also on a LinkedIn event. So it's really powerful. And Ram is asking, how many messages can La Growth Machine send to LinkedIn contact in one go?
Yeah, so that goes back to that identity piece. So if we go to limits, these are your limits here. So I'm sending up to 150 a day. I would recommend starting lower, but as you get a feel for the delivery on a daily basis, you can start to ramp that up. I've bumped this up when I have lead magnets that explode. I've gone up to 180 per day and I haven't had issues, but I just sort of keep it at a stable 150 because I know I'm not going to have any problems with LinkedIn at that level for me. So let's go back to that campaign.
We have a LinkedIn safety pages. If you have question about how to keep safe your accounts. Ram, you say you got blocked when you sent 50. This is odd, and you have the safety page, Ram. Did you experiment that kind of limitation after 50 emails, LinkedIn message sent, Robert?
No, so I'd be curious if that was with automation with a tool like the Growth Machine or not. I had issues early on. Yeah, didn't use the Growth Machine. I had issues with my initial. The only time I've ever been, paused on LinkedIn was when I was doing it manually on the delivery, because I was opening a lot of tabs to look up everybody who had commented and messaged them. And it was the manual opening of a lot of tabs that was what put me on LinkedIn timeout for 2 hours. I've never had an issue running any amount of automation with the Growth Machine. Yeah, I would say, Sales Navigator is kind of a must if you're going to do this level of automation.
Yeah. And every year, LinkedIn does a big purge of like a big cleanup. And like Growth Machine is the more safe tool, and there is no problem with LGM so far.
Yeah,
it's really a big promise that we do to our user. Victor asked if you call it first name, last name, email in your lead magnet. Do you know an easy way to collect the LinkedIn profile URL of the people to launch multi-campaign challenge, multi-campaign, both email and also LinkedIn? Oh, that's about enrichment, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the initial step where we took the link to the LinkedIn post and put it into the Growth Machine and imported that audience. That is all going off of their LinkedIn profile URL. And so anything you import into the Growth Machine from LinkedIn is going to have that URL automatically, and then get you the emails and other information on top of that.
But in the reverse way, it's also work, meaning that if you have a landing page with a field last name, first name, and email, you will have then a CSV with first name, last name, email. You import this CSV from your landing page in La Growth Machine, and with the enrichment, you can set your campaign starting with LinkedIn, and because of the enrichment, we will be able to deliver the lead magnet by LinkedIn. Am I clear?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, yep. So it's automatically that's the magical of La Growth Machine enrichment, if I can say. I have here the features page that you can see, and there is a page about enrichment. Victor, a question about Vasilis. How about I have various saved searches in Sales Navigator. Can I import them? You can import from a research, yes.
Yeah, so it's over here on that initial screen where I'm importing leads. I did comment it on a post, but you can also do liked a post, attended an event, followers of your company, and then LinkedIn or Sales Navigator searches and lists as well. So,
and also CSV, of course.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
here we go.
yeah.
CRM, CSV, and we also have the LGM Finder, which is a light sales navigator, a search version. So you can also use that. You have less filter, but yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So let's get back to the sequence here. So we're reaching out, we're delivering the content here with a message or a connection request plus the message. And if they don't accept that invite, it's going to them in email. So they've got several options there. What we're going to do here is wait a couple days. And why I want to wait is because if people reply, they're going to get added to that secondary audience, that follow-up audience that we created. So it's really important to, if you want them to not get the follow-up immediately, to actually do some waits here and make sure that if they reply to these messages where you're delivering the lead magnet to them, if they're already added to the follow-up sequence and that sequence is running and they reply to your initial message here, it's going to take them out of the follow-up sequence. So that's why I like to give them a little bit of time here. And on a reply, because we set up the custom exit, then they will be added to a follow-up audience. If they don't reply, then we're going to add them here instead. So either way, we're going to add them to an audience before they leave this campaign. If they reply, they'll be added to our follow-up audience. If they don't reply, they will also be added to our follow-up audience here. And
Great.
then we will end the sequence.
We have a lot of questions.
Yes.
First question. Can we? Oh, okay, my screen. Ram say, when we send messages, can we filter whom to send first? Like people with more mutual connection versus less mutual connection.
Yeah, so you can run through your actual audience. So if we go to leads in our audience, that initial audience we pulled in, you can go through here and make edits to the audience. So you could say, scrape everybody and don't run this audience. You could do some edits and go ahead and, let's say, like, pick a handful of people, and with these people, add them to a separate audience and then run the campaign there. If you want to get super fancy, you could add everybody to a sequence that just fires off a webhook into Clay, and then that does all of it and then adds it back into an audience in the growth machine. But that gets a little bit more complicated. But I think for most people, just sort of coming in here and working with the data that you've gotten here is going to be the way to go.
Yeah. Another question is, can we export a CSV copy after enriching by LGM?
I think
I've
yes. Never done that, but
yeah,
you
when you go in leads, when you go in leads, I'm pretty sure you can export it in your leads. Here, and you go in an audience, you can export, of course. And also, Teresa asked about the plans of La Growth Machine. How do you define an identity? Am I charged per LinkedIn profile as an identity, or are identity profiles on individual social platform? So yeah, an identity is one LinkedIn profile plus one email plus one Twitter. It's like one prospecting person. This is one identity, and but you have you can have more people in your team to manage the campaign, but one identity is one prospecting guys. Also, do we have other question? Patrick, if they reply, you can use templates, actually alternative to new campaign. If they reply, what do you mean, Patrick, by if they reply, you can use templates?
We're talking about a follow-up campaign.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Patrick, if you want to be more specific on this. And yeah, because we are talking about multi-channel prospecting, you have the inbox, which is a way to just summarize all the reply you will have in the same inbox. The email side of Flat Growth Machine is similar to Instantly or Smart Lead. We can add domains, have Unibox, etc. Are you going to show anything on email side of things?
Yeah, I'll show. So we're going to build a follow-up sequence right now, and that's going to have an email step as well. Any replies, whether it's from LinkedIn messages or from emails, are going to land in your inbox here.
Yeah, and you can filter by audience. If people answered, you can even qualify them, adding a tag and everything. Yeah, I let you deep dive in the next step.
Cool. So we've got that initial delivery sequence, and now we want to do that follow-up sequence. So our initial sequence was the 7 people who were getting the lead magnet delivery. And on a reply, or as they move to the end of that sequence, they'll be automatically added to that follow-up sequence. So now we're going to create the follow-up sequence, and we're going to add our audience here. Now, they're not going to have any people in that audience yet, but it's going to be okay. I'm going to show you why it's fine. So we're going to add that audience and hit done. And then we're going to create our follow-up sequence. So I'm going to start off with, we could do warming here. So you could do something like visiting their profile. You can add a step of liking a post. We can say like a post from the past week if you want. I generally don't do this on a follow-up to a lead magnet delivery, but you're more than welcome to do something like this as well. But we're going to just go ahead and send a message for a follow-up. This is going to be a pretty linear, just sort of follow-up sequence. So first message is going to be just something simple like that's in reference to the actual resource that we delivered them. So keep it casual, related to the resource, and asking sort of one response to one specific question. So in this case, hope the lead magnet automation system is working its magic, seeing any results yet. And sort of the assumption there is they probably haven't put it into place. They're probably not seeing results, and that can drive a further conversation from there. Great, so let's save that message step. And then we're going to wait a couple days. So we're going to wait, say 2 days.
So we have a question about follow-ups. Ram asks, is this follow-up only for responders or for anyone? So I talked to your control, but for me, it's for the one who doesn't respond.
So on that last sequence, what we did was we made a custom exit. So if they reply to our sequence, they're pulled into a follow-up audience. If they don't reply, they just sort of naturally flow through there. They've all been delivered the lead magnet. So everybody has received it. And so that's why lead magnets are so good, is because it's not just this cold campaign. They have asked for something, you've delivered it to them. So everybody is going into the follow-up sequence. You know, if they're not downloading it, if they're not utilizing it, it's then, okay, why didn't you use it? You know, it still creates that conversation for follow-up, which is why I love using lead magnets.
Yeah. And Patrick specified his first question, and he said, I meant we can create templates and use it for follow-up in inbox, so no need to create new campaigns to leads who reply.
Yeah, you can do it follow-ups separately, however you like to do follow-ups. I like to do it this way, but you know, however you're comfortable, sending up follow-up sequences is great.
Yeah. So yes, voice are really powerful because so personal, and yeah, this is great.
Yeah, so I love using a voice note for a second follow-up. Again, I would keep it casual, conversational. the goal is to ask something specific to the resource at hand, but also sort of shed light on potential issues they may have. And I love the custom intro. So when you record your message here, you can say, you can have it replace the actual first name. So it'll take the voice of the rest of your recording and it'll say, hey, first name automatically for you. Super powerful.
Yeah, this is a cloning voice. You educate the AI with your recording message, and the AI get your tone of voice and can clone your voice saying, hey, Martin, hey, Julia.
Absolutely. Yep. And then I think I used the wrong template for the delivery sequence, but this is our follow-up email here. So hit save and we've got an email step. So what we're doing, I'm going to put actually a wait in there. And then wait, say 3 more days. And then we'll send the email. Great, cool. So we've got a good little follow-up sequence here. We're visiting the profile, liking a post, sending a message, waiting a couple days, sending a voice note, and then waiting a few more days and sending an email. From here, if we want to add a further follow-up sequence, we can say, okay, let's wait a couple days. And then we can add them to add to audience. So here we're going to create a new audience as well. So we've already gone from initial delivery audience to follow-up audience. Now we're going to create a lead magnet nurture audience. And so anybody who's gone through and has not responded to anything up until this point is just going to be put into this nurture audience. We also then again want to go into settings. I got to get out of this voice thing. Discard changes. Cool. Custom exit, add to audience here. And then we'll find that nurture audience we just created. So this way, if they reply to our sequence or if they don't, they'll be added to a nurture sequence. This would be something where it's small touch points over the course of, once a month, once every other month, that sort of thing. Here, I'd say it's optional on adding them to the audience on the custom exit. Maybe on a reply, you don't want them to be nurtured. Then you would just say exit sequence when lead replies. Another option for a follow-up sequence here. Remove this, and I'm going to create a different version. Bryce, the CEO of Le Growth Machine, put out a great post just a couple of days ago, and I really want to try this sequence out quite a bit. So what he's doing is like super simple, super elegant. He's just sending like a 10-second voice note, and then immediately after that, sending a message. And the message here is simply something.
What are your thoughts?
Thoughts, yeah.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's super powerful to I don't know about you guys, but whenever I see a voice note drop in my inbox, you just can't help but click on it and listen to it. They're so much more effective than text on LinkedIn. No, you can't dial a phone through LinkedIn. You can do call steps in Le Growth Machine, but not dialing directly. I prefer just sort of keeping it in LinkedIn and doing the voice notes.
Yeah, exactly. We can add a call, and it begins a manual task. So it stops because Teresa asked, you can dial a phone though. You can add a call, and it will pause for the lead this sequence. But we have integration with Ringover or Aircall. And yes, but this is not a dial. A question of Patrick: custom exit is available only in the most expensive version of La Growth Machine. Custom exit, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, I think it's
You'd probably know better. I just jumped straight to the most expensive plan.
Yeah, but I think
I don't know what's in the smaller plans.
Okay, so yes, because the difference in the plans are that the ultimate plan, the most expensive, is able give you the possibility to do sequence from scratch. So if you are not in the ultimate plan, maybe you can find in the catalog of a sequence catalog one which has this this custom, but I don't think so. So yeah, maybe you have to take the ultimate plan to have the from scratch sequence builder.
Yeah. If you're building audiences, that like the custom build, I mean, I would say you need to go ultimate plan. It's so powerful to be creating your own custom sequences in here. And because all the data enrichment is free, I mean, our company spends, well over $1,000 on credits for enrichment across all these different providers on a monthly basis. And if you're loading all of that data into the growth machine, you're saving, hundreds of dollars potentially on enrichment credits, which gets charged everywhere else. So it definitely comes back to you.
Question of Ram: can we customize the voice note like "Hi, Robert"? Yeah, absolutely. So you do the same recording, the same main message in your recording for all your leads, but you can customize with the first block lead here. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So record your message here first, and then it sort of takes your voice, analyzes it, and says, "Hey, first name," or, Guten Tag, first name. Can do multiple languages.
Yeah. So we have a few minutes left. If you have questions, don't hesitate. So yeah, Robert, it's really powerful. You showed us how to delivery lead magnets, then to add people in a follow-up sequence, then to how to nurture them. This is really handy and really powerful. I really like it, and makes me feel we can create maybe a lead magnet about this workflow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it could be really, really great.
Yeah, I would just encourage you guys to just get out there. Creating LinkedIn posts is time consuming enough. Why not spend a couple more hours putting together something that's really of value to people, and just put it out into the world and try it. I tried a handful of lead magnets to varying success before I sort of hit on a formula that worked for me. But unless you're actually putting yourself out there, trying it, seeing what works, you're not going to know. What's great about the lead magnets is you're more so than other posts, you're getting a lot of data on what's working by the amount of comments and interactions that you're getting for it. So you're getting really quick, valuable insights on, is this a killer lead magnet or not, pretty early on, and you can adjust from there.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people ask if there is a recording with your lead magnet also and everything. So as I said, everything will be published in the Playground. The Playground community is a community platform with events like these ones, with discussion threads, with also resources, video library, podcast, guides and templates. So you really have to go on the Playground and enjoy the community. It's free, and even if you are not LGM user, you can absolutely go in the community, and everything will be published there. Here we go. I can, yeah. And also, because you were a lot maybe to have question about La Growth Machine, and so I understand that you didn't know this tool yet. You have a demo tour sessions every week. So I just give the link in the chat. You can just grab your favorite session day and go to this product tour. And also you have the the test link to test it for free during 1 month instead of 15 days. This is the magical link of Robert as a partner. I think people were really excited about this live, and we had a lot of questions, so it's really, really great. Thank you very much, Robert, for this value and this this sharing. I don't know what do you think about this experience of live stream?
Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. It was great to see a lot of back and forth and questions. I was quite happy to jump off and get more in depth on specific topics and questions people had. So that was great.
Yeah. So maybe, Robert, I let you finally present Profit Labs, or if people want to connect with you or having support, yes, it's your time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say catch me on Playground. I'm there too, profitlabs.ai, or feel free to just connect with me on LinkedIn and chat. I'm happy to give any of these resources, give you some advice on lead magnets. And then, our main thing is cold outbound. So always happy to talk strategies and tips there as well.
Yeah, I can assure you, Robert is a GOAT, one of our best powerful customer and user, and you can trust him blindly. I don't know if it's exact. If
That's
we
what
can
I want.
say
Blind faith. Yeah.
Yeah, we have in French we can say that, but I don't know if it's correct in English. But yeah, I really recommend all the workflows and the advice he can share. And really, Robert, we have to talk about doing a little sum up of this in a Notion or something. It was really interesting. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Teresa, Ram, Patrick, Sid, for all your questions, guys. Really, really important to make this session more dynamic and interactive. Thank you so much, Robert. And yes, have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.